I'm no longer doing fulfillment. That's the new rule. If you get stuck in doing fulfillment, you can't work on your business. Yo vlog, I was a bit shy with asking these guys if I could record them, so I've taken a very awkward screenshot. As you can see, I'm looking very happy, but as you can see, I was presenting to everyone. So today I did a workshop with an agency that are close to me that had some, let's say, problems that they're trying to overcome, and we were just working on how to improve their messaging and automate some of their processes. And I'm going to walk you through the workshop that I took them through, which was for free. The reason that I did this workshop for free is because if I give a bit to them and they can get a taste of what I can do, then evidently they're going to want me to go the full Monty, which in this case they did. So I guess a tip that I would say that I read in the book I showed you in the last episode, Reborn, was be like a drug dealer. Give away a little bit of your process or your product in return for the client coming back and wanting more. So I took them through this meeting agenda. I just said, our workshop will be running for 45 minutes and here are the two goals that we want to get to. I explained their role and my role, and just gave some important parts where I gave breaks in the presentation as well. I think that's really important to make sure that you're giving enough time for people to say that they understand what you're saying. I started off with a very bold statement of why most website messaging is shit. And then we looked at other websites. So these guys, our site looks great. Our sites look great and work hard. That does not tell me what they do or how it solves my problem. Innovation applied, enabling ambitious organizations to reach their potential. That doesn't tell me how they solve my problem, what they do, what success I'll get from that. Here's a nice design studio. Creative design directing the future of your brand, combining inspiring ideas or beautiful work to tell your story. That doesn't tell me what they do. It doesn't tell me how to get the joke here. It doesn't tell me how they solve my problem. It doesn't tell me what success I'm going to get. I spoke about story brand. You guys can grab a copy of this. I would highly recommend it. We then had some fun examples. So I had a Lord of the Rings one, and then I had a Terminator one. And I said in Terminator, Sarah Connor has a problem. She meets our guide, Carl Reese. Carl and Sarah are forced into action and start traveling. The desired outcome is Terminator is destroyed. And then from here, the deemed success is that life goes on and the world is safe. And I put this point, in a sea of sameness, be unforgettable. And it's really important because instead of throwing facts, statistics, and testimonials at your audience, you should focus on making your website or your brand memorable, real. Why should somebody care about you? And a lot of people can do this with agencies as well. So if you guys look at our agency site, we're very specific in our new site about who we are and what we do. So we make websites that generate more leads for ambitious B2B companies. And then we say we create award-winning websites that help clients generate more leads for their business with proven digital strategies, and then the desired outcome. So more sales, less churn, higher quality leads, and positive growth, which everybody wants. I wanted to show you guys a book that I showed them on the call called Gap Selling. It's all about finding a customer's problem. And I think if you want to learn a bit more about sales, even if you don't want to hop on the phone, when you do a client meeting, this book will really help you come up with some cool questions to ask. I have to be careful to hide their name with this pen, but I'm gonna now go through and write out my own perspective of everything that we went through. And then I'm gonna put together a proposal for them where I'm gonna do some consultation work for them over the next couple of months, potentially. And then also do a bit of product stuff as well. So make a landing page and also I'm gonna help them with automating their process a bit. So it's going to be a long relationship. I kind of see this being like a 3 to 5 month consultation, which will be good fun because they're good people and I really want to help them get to their really ambitious goal that they want to hit by the end of the year. So sometimes somebody in the client's team can't be available for the discovery workshop. So it's always good to just write about what happened very briefly in the call, some key points that you discovered and you think the team discovered as well, so that they can reflect on and look back at it. Hey vlog, dressed up again. Today I was just talking to a really cool girl called Maya, and I'll show you her website. Maya runs a startup in London called EcoSports, which is all about sustainability at school. It's quite cool actually, because the one thing I really picked up from her messaging at the top is that it's really clear. Sustainability starts at school. I just seem drawn in and think, oh, I'm a teacher and I want to think about sustainable. That bit grabs me. Then we use technology to drive behavior change. She's telling me about what the solution is that goes beyond the school gates. She's telling me a bit about the problem. She could be a little bit more clear here with her problem, I think. What is the problem she's solving by using technology? And then the deemed outcome and success, creating greener environments, healthier living, and a more connected community. So my 7 out of 10, I would say. Just need to have the problem in at the beginning, a little bit more clear about the problem that she's solving, and I think from there she would be on to a winner. Networking is so much fun though, guys. I'm actually waiting another meeting with a web developer in Bali, I think, or something like that. He's distance, but I'm trying to get connected with people as best as possible because I need more resources for Webflow developers and designers. So apart from that, I'm also using this app called Rocket Lawyer to help us put together a contract for a new contractor who's going to work with us. Our old was a little bit outdated, and Rocket Lawyer gives you a free trial for 4 weeks. So I'll use the free trial and then delete my details from them. But it's going to be good because then it provides a professionally written contract for us to use. So yeah, would recommend Rocket Lawyer if you haven't used it already. If you remember in last week's episode, I said how important it was to be networking. And because of that, I've started now signing up to this thing called lunchclub.ai, which allows me to network with other people around the world based on a few things that I've told the app that I like, including like people that I want to meet, what I want to do and stuff like that. So here's the app. You can see that I'm on a 2-week streak and I have some points and stuff and how many meetings I've done. What's cool is it gives me a list of all the people that I've connected with on Lunch Club, so I can make sure that I can contact them in the future if I need to. I also connect with them on LinkedIn, which is a great way to then get people to look at my content. When you actually sign up to the app, it will ask you to pick different dates and times that you want to meet people. In this case, I'm doing 3 meetings a week at the moment. And what's quite cool is when you book it, you get this thing put into your calendar where it says hold for Lunch Club. So now I know that I shouldn't be booking anything for these slots. And that's great because I don't know if you guys use it, but I have something called Calendly as well, which allows people to book calls. So making sure that everything's integrated with my Google Calendar means that if anybody's ever trying to book calls or if I had meetings and stuff like that, at the very least they know that I have this 45-minute slot set for Lunch Club to make sure that I'm on time and I'm not wasting people's time as well. Over the weekend, I had a bit of an epiphany when I was doing a course with a marketing friend, and he was saying like, what's the product that you're offering and how can we like start generating more cash for the agency? I think something that I haven't really considered before, but you know, websites are at a very set cost, 5.5 here. But I also had to figure out like, what was the budget per website? What am I paying a developer / designer to do that? How many days does a big website take to make? And then how many days does a landing page, 6 landing pages take? Because if we were to do 6 landing pages for a client, that would be the same cost as doing just one website. So I then looked at like, how long would a website take? What would the design and development cost to have somebody else do it? And then what would our profit be? And then I was looking at like landing pages, what would the design and development cost of that be? And what would the profit be? Minus our marketing fee, which results in my final fee a month, which is £920 if I have one designer / developer pumping out 6 landing pages a month. So now I just need to scale that. So I need another designer developer who can do 6 more landing pages a month. And we'll keep scaling this number. That's the important part. I'm no longer doing fulfillment. That's the new rule. If you get stuck in doing fulfillment, you can't work on your business. I think a lot of people can be content with doing 1 website a month, which is fine. And it's something that I actually did for the first 2 years while starting out. But now that we're like in company mode, I'm like, I want to be making decisions that aren't clouded by the fact that I have to do development for a client that day. Part of all this self-improvement stuff, I'm also trying to improve my diet and exercise as well. So we've got protein, instant oats, and this is the second one. And then just one more. I just had a really interesting call as well that I wanted to tell you about from a guy called Jan, who said to me that I'm too cheap. And I thought that me charging myself out at, what was it, £32.50 a month UK. So that's like, I'm going to say on a whim, like $45 to $50 a month, an hour. And he said, you got to triple it. He said that my advice, because he's run an agency himself, is that you should be charging yourself out at like 100 to 120 pounds to really make like any good money. And he said that in order to do that, I have to be mindful that I might lose half the clients. But yeah, it was a bit of a slap in the face, to be honest. He also recommended a book that I wanted to show you guys as well. And it's called The Financial Management of a Marketing Firm. It's an ebook. It's $100, but this guy goes over loads of stuff. And the guy who I was speaking to, Jan, said to me that everything that I'll learn from there is so much more worth than $100, because it will wake you up in terms of like how much you're charging and how much other people are charging. More sales meetings. I'm at the train station. Do you remember that place from episode 1? Today I had a really cool meeting with a local company, and they're paying £200 a month at the moment for a service that we could remake in Webflow CMS, and they would save £20,000. To put that into perspective for the Americans watching this show, $40,000, I think closer to 35, which is astounding, right? Like the power of no code and Webflow CMS being able to just save them that much money. And all I wanted to say for this week's question, let me know in the comments, is what you're giving away for free in your service to clients or prospects that makes them want to come back for more. Just by doing the workshop and doing that for free with that client, them wanting to do 4 or 5 months work with me, it was so worth it. And I guess the point I'm trying to make is that if you're really struggling with sales at the moment, what's something small that you could do for someone that provides value, that makes them believe in your services and your products, that they then want to do business with you? Give it a try. Have a good week. I'll see you all next week. Bye.